What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here. On today's edition of Gear God's Quality Control, I am so very stoked to show you the brand new Revv G20. Before I tell you why this amp is so damn cool and why you're probably gonna wanna buy one pretty much immediately, do me a favor, and if you haven't already, mash that subscribe button, smack the bell to join the notification squad, and drop us a like. All right, let's check it out. If you recall, last year, Revv released the D20, which I actually have right here. Look at them, they're the same size. It's the same exact chassis and everything, but one of these is a nice, clean, inoffensive pedal platform amp with no drive almost at all. And the other one is a tiny, raging metal beast. And I think you can probably guess which one of those that is. The G20 is short for Generator 20. D20 was the Dynamis 20. And the Dynamis is sort of Revv's clean, blues, country, kind of rock type of an amp. So the G20 is the next one in the Generator series. It's a metal amp, it's 20 watts, it's all tube, but like the D20, it's got the built-in torpedo from 2 Notes, so you can use this to go direct without a separate load box. You can load in your own cab IRs, you can use 2 Notes cabs, you can have all kinds of crazy functionality just in this little tiny amp. For example, I've got one of my own cabs loaded in here, and then the 5 other presets, I've got Revv, 1x12, 4x12, and 2x12 cabs. The G20, unlike the D20, also has 2 channels. As you can see here, we've got the channel switch button, and we've got an aggression switch for the 3 different aggression levels, just like on the larger Generator amps like the 100p and the 120. And it sounds so good! In case you couldn't tell from the beginning, it's so chunky and big and evil sounding that you're gonna need a spoon to scoop it all up. Just like all the other amps in the Generator series, the G20 is all tube, all analog, but it's digitally controlled, with the exception, of course, of the torpedo out, which of course has to digitize your signal in order for that to work. But the amp itself, all the amp sounds are all analog, tube. It's 6v6 output tubes and 12AX7 preamp tubes, and it sounds so good. Crushing. So what you're hearing right now is the guitar going through the SMG cock blocker, thank you Glenn, just as a gate, and then everything else you're hearing is just the amp. I'm not loading any IRs in post, I'm not doing any EQ. So you can, of course, load your own cab IRs, your own cab sims from the Torpedo store, all kinds of different stuff using the Torpedo remote. But the ones that we have on here right now are, number 1, a Revv 4x12 completely dry. The same 4x12, but with reverb on it. Then we've got a Revv 2x12, also completely dry. A little honky sounding, as 2x12s tend to be, and then once again the exact same thing, but with reverb. And then a surprisingly awesome Revv 1x12. I actually own a Revv 1x12, and it sounds really awesome, but it's not usually that suited for heavy stuff, but that one actually sounds pretty great. And then we have my personal secret sauce blend of a bunch of my own cab IRs from Lancaster Audio. You can get that pack in the description below. There's a link. Here's what this one sounds like with its 3 different ones blended together. Let's take a quick look at some of the features that are on the front of this amp. We have the wide setting. Not 100% sure exactly what it does. but it makes it sound slightly different. So that's really all you look for in a button on an amp. Does it sound different? Does it sound better or worse? That's up to you. Then we've got the 4 watt and 20 watt switch. This one clearly changes the wattage and actually makes it saturate a little bit earlier. The headroom is lower, of course, when you're on 4 watts. It sounds a little bit different just overall. The 20 watt version has a little bit more low end, it feels like. Then we've got the channel switch, which of course changes from one channel to the other. There's only 2 channels on the amp, but it goes from the heavy one to the clean channel. Nice clean channel, nice and, as you might imagine, extremely clean. Then we have the patented Rev Aggression button, and the aggression level basically is just different levels of gain. And so here it is with 0 aggression level. Then we boost it up 1. And then again. Because basically, in the middle of any given song, you might want more or less gain in a preset. So, like for example, your lead tone, you're probably gonna want more gain. Even crazier than that, if you can believe it, you can assign presets to aggression levels. Okay, so for example, let's say I want that 4x12 sound with the reverb on. I can assign it to the red aggression level by holding store, and then we've got that anytime we go to that aggression level. So here we are at the 0 aggression level, the clear, level clear, I don't know. Then we want to go to threat level red. So it's still this same sound in terms of what's going on in the actual amp part. Red aggression level, red channel, actually it's the purple channel. I don't know, it's the gain channel, whatever. So we're still on the same aggression level and the same channel, but now we've got a different preset for the torpedo. So it's a different cab, different preset sound with like reverb and EQ and all this stuff that's inside the torpedo portion of the amp. And so you can set that to an aggression level, and then like, you know, maybe the blue aggression level, you want it to be on this 2x12 for whatever reason. Okay, we'll just store that. And then crazy. There is a headphone out on the front of this. This is awesome because you can get pretty much the exact same sound through the headphones if you want to play your sound but also just practice. Or you could, like for example, if you want to set up your IRs to a certain way before you play a specific venue, you could just plug this in, get the headphones on, and hear what it's gonna sound like direct to front of house before you actually play. I have the Generator 120, the big one. It's 4 channels, it's huge, but it's got everything you could ever possibly want, and I love it so much. It's my favorite amp of all time, but it's like $2,700. There's kind of a long wait list, I think, at this point. It's just kind of too much to take on the road, you know what I mean? Unless you got roadies, which I don't. I'm a lazy bastard. I want to take a little tiny thing to the show with as minimal fuss as possible. So I would actually much rather take this to play a show because number 1, it's tiny and light. Number 2, it has the torpedo built in so that you can go direct to front of house, direct to your monitor feed or your in-ears or whatever, and you can power a cab. It's only 20 watts, but like 20 watts, if you've ever played 22 watts, it's friggin' plenty. You could still annihilate your poor audience's face with 20 watts, no problem. That's more just a matter of headroom, of course, but 20 watts is gonna be plenty for you to play any possible situation. And then you can plug the torpedo into the PA for the house, and they're gonna make it as loud as you could ever possibly want it to be. So it's win, 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 win. Win, 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 win. Now I'm gonna do the part where I reamp a guitar part through the amp, turn the knobs, play with the buttons. You know it, it's your favorite part of any one of my reviews, so here we go. When Revv came out with the D20 last year, metal dudes didn't get it. We don't understand what the point of a pedal platform amp is. It's just this clean one-channel thing, and you get all your tones from the pedal. So that was a little bit disappointing because we didn't get either of the two heavy channels that the Revv Generator 120 is known for. So Revv has kind of redeemed themselves very early on in 2020. This is the first week of 2020 that you're seeing this, and the G20 is the answer to our metal prayers. So hallelujah, Revv. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, mash that subscribe button, smack the bell to join the notification squad, drop us a like, and let me know in the comments section what piece of gear you guys think I should try out next. And I'll see you real soon.